It's time for another tale from the glass-guarded world, with Brian as Paxton the human cleric, Ashley as Terra Dane the human fighter, Andy as Finmac Caspinner the gnome wizard, Danielle as Athelflad the halfling rogue and monk, and me, Mike, as the DM. Last time, the adventurers managed to defeat a chimera, and then make their way to the Tower of Mun the Immortal, a powerful wizard who, they had been told, knew more about the Broken River than anyone. The adventurers had just arrived at the Tower of Mun as he began to make a speech to the townsfolk. Finn couldn't stop himself from laughing at the wizard's voice, which angered Mun. Mun demanded that Finn come forth. This is the second episode featuring Danielle and her lost voice, so she will sound strained again. She'll be back to normal in the next episode. Now let's get back to our heroes, as Mun commands them to enter the tower and explain themselves.
My fellow citizens of Monville, today is another beautiful... Who's laughing? I heard that. Who was laughing? And the whole crowd around you backs away. And they're all like pointing. Who said that? Who's laughing? The crowd sort of backs away and points at Finn. He says, who's laughing? Was it you? Bring him here.
I walk forward before anyone can bring me forward. Hello there.
You walk forward. Are the rest of you just going to let Finn walk by himself?
I'll walk with him.
You always go with him?
Yeah, I'll go behind him.
All right. He says, bring them inside. And so some people around you sort of say, okay, well, come on, move on inside. Go on.
I move inside with them, and even though I'm trying to not laugh, I'm still going to have a wide grin on my face.
Okay.
Like, I can't help it.
Okay. All right. Well, he says, I'll talk to you in a moment. Okay. So to finish my announcement, you go inside. All right. To finish my announcement. So you want to listen to his other announcements. They're not that exciting. But he says, today is another beautiful day. I am grateful for your hard work. You have earned your rest. And the crowd cheers again, and he gestures for them to be quiet. You may do as you wish. This includes work, of course, if you want to, if that's what you prefer. There will be a game of darts this afternoon behind the tower, as usual. Be sure to pick up after your dogs. I must do some studying this morning. And there's a disappointed moan from the crowd. But only in the morning. I'll make my rounds in the afternoon. The crowd sighs in relief. As always, talk to Phil or Triapka if you need anything. Please don't bother my apprentices. They are studying. There shouldn't be any loud noises from the tower today if all goes according to plan. Good day. And then everyone cheers, and he goes inside.
And we're standing inside.
You're standing inside the entry room.
Do I have my bag of chimera heads?
I'm assuming you've got your gross bag with you, sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What do we see inside the tower?
So this entry room has several doors and some paintings and a beautiful candelabra on the ceiling that is magically lit. And the paintings all depict a human standing in her various heroic poses. And there are two doors at the back of the room that he is gesturing toward and saying, go on, go to the doors.
Oh, while we're inside and he's doing the announcements, can I, hand signal to Tara, let me get the necklace?
Sure, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you don't have to give it to me if you don't want to, but I'm pretty sure I'm about to be
You have to be attuned?
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
She makes the hand gesture for you need to be attuned.
I sigh and keep listening.
Okay. He gestures you all into the next room, which contains a large meeting table or dining table. He stands and stares at all of you and then claps his hands. And a pile of animated rags enters the room from the north. There are some tapestries and paintings lining the walls of this inner room, and they're all showing this same distinguished older human male standing in heroic poses.
The paintings appear to be designed to disguise the fact that this human is relatively short, but they're not entirely effective. And the human in this artwork bears no resemblance at all to the animated armor in front of you.
So, my voice is amusing to you, is it?
No, he's just a jovial person by nature.
Oh, see, here the thing is, we just bought a chimera, and
Oh, you fought the chimera,
yeah,
huh?
we killed it, but we almost died in the process. And he is a little bit, his nerves are bothered, and he's a little jangled, and he's just having some inappropriate reactions to life because he was living on the edge. I mean, seriously.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm going to sit there and just look a little crazy so that her story is a little bit more viable.
I got a 16, and I have +5 to persuasion, so 21.
Yes, I can see how that would be difficult and dangerous and frightening. All right, so this is probably going to be boring, but fine. Have a seat, please.
Okay.
You all go sit down at the table. And he says, let's see, Phil, he turns to address this pile of rags. Phil, bring us some music. And the animated rag leaves the room, and 8 more animated rags enter the room.
Are they doing anything other than just entering the room?
They're carrying musical instruments with them.
Oh, okay.
I'm imagining like Fantasia right now.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the rags begin beating on drums.
Are they also dirty?
No, they're all clean.
Okay.
And when you say rags, you mean like anthropomorphized lumps of rags,
Yep.
not like individual rags.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, some of them are almost entirely one rag, but most of them are stitched together from different pieces of cloth.
And they're still like somewhat in the shape
Humanoid.
of a person.
Yeah. But they're very short, like 2 feet tall.
Okay, cool.
And they all
So
kind of
about my
resemble
size.
Lumpin.
They all resemble Lumpin,
Okay.
except not filthy.
So, let's hear your story then. Go on. So, why are you here? You're strangers in my town. What are you doing in my town?
Well, wait, now we need to get our story together. Why did we come here? We needed to talk with him about...
The river.
Yeah. We were informed that you had the most knowledge of anyone about
Oh,
what...
hold on just a moment. I'm sorry. Just a moment. This is all wrong. The
Rags are beating on some drums, and he says, this really needs a melody. Could you try the dulcimer, please? So the rags pull out a dulcimer, and one of them begins playing. Okay, I'm sorry. Carry on.
Okay. So we were told that you had the most knowledge of anyone who
You know
might
what?
be-
Hold on, just a moment. I'm sorry. We're having a meeting here. Could you play something a little cheerier, please? This is awfully sad music. I don't want to hear that. So if you could just perk it up a little. So one of the rags picks up a flute and begins forming his head into a sort of bellows and blowing into it. And it's sort of an aimless, unpleasant melody. And he says, that's even worse. Try the other piece. And so the rags switch instruments and begin playing sort of a Baroque sounding piece, and it's an improvement. And he listens for a moment. And says, never mind. Bring us some wine instead. And so the rags exit the room. He said, just a moment, right? We'll be back in a moment to the story in a moment. And they return with some wine and glasses. And he walks over to a cabinet and pulls out a goblet and pours some wine into the glasses in the goblet. And he gives them to each of you. And let's see here. He gives...
insight to see if I trust this wine at all.
Yeah.
Okay. You can make an insight check.
Nat 20.
As far as you can tell, he seems to treat the wine just fine. In fact, he takes a glass of wine for himself. But you do notice, Paxton and Athelflaed notice that he hands the goblet to Paxton. And he says, okay, let's try again. Who are you, and why are you here?
I dump the heads on the floor.
You dump the heads of the wine.
No, the heads of the
Chimera.
chimeras.
Oh, you dump the heads of the chimeras. I
Yeah.
think beer has a head. I don't think wine has a head. Okay. All right, so you dump the chimera heads on the floor, and he says,
You're here because of a bloody sack full of animal heads?
I mean, that's one of the reasons why we're here.
Well, what am I supposed to do with this? Last I heard, this was Duke Geralt's problem to deal with.
Well, we went ahead and completed this job for him, are you also a part of the magistracy? And I pull out.
Yes, but that's his problem. If you like, I could let him know you killed it.
Yes, that would be great.
I will send a message the next time I talk to him.
So I try to act like I'm calming myself down, or that I'm a little bit more calmed down. Well, we have come to study the river, and we have heard that since you have been around for so long, that you may have more information about why it's not working. We're trying to see if we can go ahead and make it flow as well as what it once did.
All right, he walks over to the large chair. Are you guys all sitting?
Yes?
Yeah.
He walks over to the large chair and sits down in it, and he gets out his glass of wine, and he starts to pour it, and then it sort of goes all down his front and onto his robes, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I forget sometimes." He doesn't have a mouth or anything, right? It's just a voice emanating from this armor. So he sets the glass on the table.
He says,
You're an odd group. What do you call yourselves? No, never mind, doesn't matter. I wonder, do you have a bigger sense of the problem than the river? Tell me, especially you, Mr. Wizard Gnome, if you find yourself in a burning house, do you get yourself out as quickly as you can? Or plan new lodging first?
Well,
It's not important. You want to know what has happened to the river, right?
Yes.
I have some answers, but probably not as many as you want. Mostly I have more questions. But first, I want you to do something for me. Are you interested?
what would it be?
Is anyone drinking the wine, by the way?
No.
I'm not.
No one? Okay. He says,
There is a magistracy training and research facility on the western wall. Yes, that is 300 miles away as the crow flies, a journey of 13 or 14 days. I want to know what they are doing there. I have suspicions, but I don't want to prejudice your findings. In fact, I had an agent there already, Tor. I sent him more than a year ago, but his most recent messages were worrying, and I haven't heard from him for 2 weeks. He has a magical silver mirror that he is supposed to use to contact me, but it has not been used or even opened during the past 2 weeks. Travel down the trail to the southwest following the aqueduct. It's huge, much bigger than is necessary for all the farms in the area, let alone the research facility at the end of its length. After a day's travel, you'll have a choice of where to go next, or how to get there the fastest.
So are you saying that we need to go check this out in order for you to tell us more about the river?
Yes, I think that is a fair trade. You find out what I want to know, and I'll help you figure out what you want to know.
So I haven't heard anything specific about what you want us to learn from this Western research facility.
Well, I'm not finished telling you about it. I'm just wondering if you're interested.
Interested enough. Keep going.
I'm still thinking about the burning house. I'm just like inquisitively sitting there like, Sorry, go ahead.
Your first option is to continue southwest along the trail to the Tower of Gwenzabar the Golden. He and I are on polite terms, so he'll probably put you up for the night. A small bit of advice. Don't let Gwenzabar think you have anything valuable. He probably won't try to take anything from you. Probably. But he might become terribly annoying if he thinks you have something he could persuade you to give him. Then head west-northwest to the wall. That trip should take you about 19 days because it's not a straight shot. The faster alternative is to follow the aqueduct into the Veslickenswald, past the Tower of Green Zub. Rob is eccentric. You probably ought to just leave him alone. The forest is also inhabited by wild elves and other creatures, and they're not very happy about the aqueduct. Building it through the forest was supposed to be a cost-saving measure, but defending it turned out to be costly enough that it would have been better to go around. Similarly, the forest is a straighter path to your destination, and it may seem quicker, but it may not be worth the trouble. On the other hand, it would be better for you to arrive sooner rather than later. I am worried that delay would be bad for Tor's health. You will eventually see the Western Research Facility, sitting atop the hills by the wall. You should probably pack for colder weather. I will give you a few things to aid you if you're interested. Again, I want you to find out what's being done there and what happened to Tor.
What's Tor look like?
Well, Tor is a human. He is, I think, 17 years old. He has a bit of a scraggly beard, dark skin, short hair on top of his head. He likes to wear red robes.
Can I do a check based on my knowledge of Dunstan's teachings? If there's anyone with regard to that name that he's told me about before.
Just to see if you've heard about someone named Tor?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Roll the, let's say a history.
+1 with a 17, 18.
No, in fact, you think this is probably maybe one of his apprentices or something. It's probably not somebody of grand importance, this Tor fellow.
Okay.
Right? It's not somebody you would have heard of, but based on what you've heard so far, you're guessing it's one of Mun's apprentices who he sent to the this research facility to find out what's going on, right? Probably nobody important.
Just for some clarity, you are part of the magistracy, and this facility is also part of the magistracy, but they don't tell you anything about what's going on there?
Well, it's, supposed to be somewhat secretive, but I have the authority to send people to do their own research there. But I'm interested in what other people are doing for research there.
So, if I were to go, showing my medallion, would I have access as long as I'm saying that I'm doing my own research?
No, that's why I will give you one of my cards. It will certify that I sent you.
Okay.
Tell them whatever seems like a good idea at the time. Tell them that you're there to look something up in the library or inspect their laboratory. Or even tell them the truth. Tell them that you're there to find Tor or do your own research. Tell them what you think will give you the access that you need. Now, I do have something to help you if you're interested.
Yes.
Yes, you're interested? Great.
He reaches into his robes that he has over his armor, and he pulls out 3 potion bottles. And he hands them to Finn.
Okay.
He says, whoever drinks this one will be able to breathe flames. It's very useful for starting that uncooperative campfire in the cold.
And one of his glowing eyes blinks out for a moment, which you think is supposed to be a wink, maybe?
This one is an elixir of health. It won't heal any injuries, but it will remove a variety of harmful conditions, such as paralysis and poison. Finally, there is this special custom job for when you're in a really tight spot and need to fight your way out. The bottle of Ettenfriend.
What is that?
Well, let's just say make sure that a friend is right next to you when you feel like you're in serious trouble and you need to drink it. I think you'll find it helpful.
So, to not be cryptic, if I drink it, does that mean that it will apparate a friend next to me?
It will make you and your friend next to you extremely effective, especially if you're fighting or doing something that requires great strength.
What happens after the fight?
It goes away.
Oh, okay.
So I'm very interested in checking on Tor and seeing what's going on at this facility. But Although we are agreeing to go, can you tell us what you know about the river now?
I can tell you something. What's one thing you want to know?
So,
Really just what's causing the river to stop or slow down? That's the big question, right?
Right.
I don't know for sure. I have some guesses. Actually, that's not quite true. I think I can say that it is not the gods that are angry with us. It is not some sort of vengeance from on high. It is something that's supposed to be working, and it's not.
So,
I can tell you more about how I know this when you return.
okay. So, since you're willing to exchange information, have you had any issue with goblins in your area recently?
I've heard a little bit about this to the west. Something about goblins kidnapping people and poisoning their cattle.
Right. So, if I trade you some of that sample, would you be able to share some information about foresight with us?
Perhaps
Okay.
you have a sample of this poison with you?
Yes, here. And I hand it over to him. Now, so far we have encountered a couple things of foresight, pretty common things. We were able to find a small temple for them. So the main question that I have is, one of the rules that we found says that when the river ceases to function, you have perhaps 50 years left.
Of course, yes.
And to consider escape. So, are we in the burning house now?
Interesting question, though. Why do you think foresight is anything more than a product of insanity or fevered imaginations? There's no evidence, as far as I am aware, of foresight's existence.
Even if it means nothing, it would be an easy way to provide information to the masses.
Perhaps.
What do you think?
I'll tell you what. I might tell you more about what I have learned of foresight if you can return with information. I might even have some more of his phrases, like the ones that you found.
I have a last question.
Before you start to ask it, there's a knock on the door. And he says,
Ignore that. Go ahead. What's your question?
Can Lumpin come back in?
That's lumping at the door right now.
He's really nice. I bet he plays great music.
he goes to the door and opens it. And actually he goes out to the outer door. Lumpin didn't come into the tower. But he goes to the outer door, and you can see through the inner door and out the outer door, there's this filthy rag creature. And it says, "Hello, master. I did my best sweeping the alleys. I cleaned up all the dung, and I washed the cobblestones." And Mun says,
Very well, Lumpin. Give yourself a good scrub and then start over.
The creature looks down at the ground and turns and walks away.
And he says, I don't know what to do with Lumpin. It was one of my earlier golems, and I apparently didn't have the hang of it back then. It disappointed me very badly on one occasion. I wish I had a better use for it, but I'm reluctant to trust it with anything more important than cleaning the streets.
What happened?
Someone broke into my tower, and Lumpin sort of helps them with it.
Well, he didn't know. I'm pretty sure now that you are so much more skilled, you would be able to trust him. At least take away a little bit of the personality. You know he loves you, right?
Of course, but I simply can't take that security risk again in the tower. It's too dangerous. I'm afraid that it has to stay outside. I could send it away somewhere else. Do you want it?
You guys want Lumping?
Sounds good.
I don't think Lumping's gonna want to come with us though, because he wants to stay near Mun. Like he wants to go back into the tower.
He doesn't love us.
What? Yeah. Well, wouldn't you be able to give him better instructions? Just tell him to be wary of anyone other than you, because I'm guessing nobody else comes in here, right?
Yes, I could tell it that, but the problem is, it's credulous by nature. It believes just about anyone. If I tell it to be skeptical, that can be easily overridden by someone else's instructions, so it's just not safe.
You
If
know,
you created him, though,
I could
wouldn't...
destroy it. That's a possibility.
no. I personally think we should take him, and I kind of think to myself, if he's loose-lipped, then he could possibly give us more information than. But
he could also give other people information.
no.
Only if we let him out of their sight.
Oh, he cannot follow me everywhere.
Is there a way to turn him off, per se?
Yes, you can turn it off. You can just tell it to go to sleep and it will collapse into a pile of rags.
Could he be trained to fight?
Yes, but you should understand. If I send Lumpin away under your command, it will probably result in Lumpin being granted his freedom. It may not stay docile after that point, though you should expect it to remain friendly, just not servile. It is probably best to tell it that it is under the command of your wizard there, for now. Lumpin is useless with weapons, but don't underestimate it. It can store spells for you, like a spell book, and is resistant to some magical attacks. It can also communicate with its new master telepathically, but only up to a short range of 30 feet.
Could he carry your backpack for you?
Oh my god, I want lumping.
It's not very strong, but it could carry a light pack.
Okay, that works.
Also, they are very intelligent compared to other golems. Don't underestimate it. It wants to help, and it can help, but it's very gullible.
And you want to get rid of it, I say slyly.
It would be helpful to me, yes. I don't know what to do with it, and you should give it a thorough scrubbing before you do anything with it. It's filthy.
I have a servant. It can do that. Okay, we'll take lumping. While I'm here in the tower, and to help us with our journey, would I be able to go through your library to see if I find any useful spells that I can write into my spell book?
Perhaps. What are you offering me?
I mean, I already gave you the goblin, the bowl of goblin, and you didn't give us much information about a foresight.
I just gave you 3 potions and an exciting mission to carry out.
Well, what if some of the spells might help him with our mission to help you?
Perhaps. What sort of spell were you looking for?
The main one that I have that has eluded me, and certainly after the last fight, I'm looking for it. The ability of Misty Step. It's a level 2 spell, so it shouldn't be too hard.
Yes, I think I have that somewhere, but I still think I should get something in exchange for this.
Okay, I roll my eyes and pull out one of the pearls, and I'm like, will this do? You can use it as a magical augment.
Certainly, that will do.
Okay, I toss it to him.
Wait, what did you give him?
A pearl.
A pearl?
Yeah. It's still less than what I would have to pay it if it was gold.
Okay.
We got 22 pearls left.
He says, "Excuse me just a moment." And he walks out of the room and goes to some other part of the tower. Is there anything you want to do while you're waiting for him to return?
Can I use a spell slot to use detect magic and just slowly walk around the room?
The candelabras in the ceiling are magical, but nothing else is magical.
Okay,
Actually, the goblet that is in front of Paxton is magical.
Can I tell what school?
It is divination.
Paxton? Can I take a sip from your cup?
Sure.
Okay, I take a sip from his cup.
Tastes like wine.
Okay.
It's pretty good wine.
That's good. No juice. Okay. Nothing else.
Okay. Anybody else drinking their wine yet? No? Okay. So, he comes back down. He hands you a scroll.
This is what you're looking for. There you go.
Thank you.
So, anything else you need before you head out west?
I got a question for Mun.
Yes.
And I look at him and I say, I assume that you wouldn't have made the metaphor about escaping the burning house earlier if you didn't know a way to get out of this place.
I may know something.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure before we head off.
And I have an answer for your question. If looking for lodging is going to kill you faster than staying in the burning house, it might make more sense to try to put out the fire than to look for new lodging.
That's an interesting answer. That's an answer that many of the keepers of arcane knowledge have pursued. Perhaps it would be better to try to put out the fire first, even if you have to stay in a house to do it. But that's a topic we can discuss when you come back.
Okay.
Now, remember, you are in the territory of the keepers of arcane knowledge. We hold vast magical power, but we are disinclined to use it casually. We know better than anyone the effects of excess magic use and the danger it poses to the world. Do not throw arcane magic around recklessly, or you will arouse the ire and suspicion of important people. Clerical magic will also attract attention because it is less common, but it will not have the same tendency to irritate with heavy use. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Mun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, he retires upstairs, and as he heads out, ushers or waves you toward the door.
Is he gonna tell Lumpin or are we?
I think we go find them. Oh,
All right.
I remind them that we still need his card or.
Oh,
his
yeah, he
medallion,
gave you
whatever.
his card.
Okay.
It's just a little rectangular piece of paper.
Okay.
Heavy cardstock.
What kind of font?
Wingdings.
Gross.
Comic
Okay.
Sans.
Oh God, I have lost respect for Mun.
Mun the tacky.
Can I do, or while we're inside, or from what I noticed, can I do an Arcana check to see if the armor is being controlled by someone and this is his avatar,
Yeah.
or if that's actually him that he transposed?
What's your Arcana skill? Or Arcana?
It's high. It's +6.
You think that's him?
That's actually him. Okay. Well, he reached immortality somehow.
Based on the pictures around, you think he wasn't always in that armor, but you think that's him.
Okay. Cool.
Would that make him a lich?
It's definitely some form of necromancy, but
Ben will tell you that a lich would usually actually be an undead body of some kind.
Okay.
Is he like a druid?
I think it's more like this. He transposed his consciousness into a body that wouldn't deteriorate.
So he's physically a
that he could stay
construct?
alive. Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
Like the dagger guy.
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
that's a good way to put it. Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, you should kill Mun with the dagger and get Mun's soul in there.
No,
Oh.
Mun would have to get killed while wielding the dagger.
Oh, okay, we'll trick him
Oh.
into doing that.
Okay.
How
Oh, yeah.
come we keep getting sent on these long journeys all the time, guys?
Well, we can
Yeah.
say no.
Yeah, but I really want to know what Mun knows. He seems smart, even though he
Yeah,
talks funny.
it seems like the main plot.
Okay. So
Seems like
yeah,
a
main
not
quest
side
line.
quest,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to stay in the town for the day, plan out our route, and then leave tomorrow morning?
I've learned that I really need to buy a ranged weapon that's not a hand axe, so yeah.
Is there
Let's
a
go
shopping
shopping.
town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sundries.
All right. Well, I'm afraid there is no Sigbert Sorceress Sundries in town.
Okay.
Or, sorry,
Ooh.
there is no Sigbert Sorceress stuff in town. But
Due
there
to
are
copyright laws.
yeah, trademark is very strict in this town. No, there are other shops here. There's a skilled armorer. There is another magic shop called the Wizard of Was. And there's all sorts of interesting shops you could go to. Food stores, supply stores. Looks like this town is growing pretty quickly.
So, question. Do we have to double back on ourselves to get back to Zauberfeld?
Yes, if you want to go back to Zauberfeld, yes, that's a couple days south.
Okay.
Is that going to be on the way to Branzabar the Goldens?
It's not far out of the way.
Okay.
but it's a little bit of a diversion.
Because we definitely need to get paid for the Chimera, and I need to pick up my plate armor,
That's
which
what I was
should be
thinking.
ready
Y'all
by
didn't
now.
accept payment for that. Remember, y'all accepted a favor.
Yeah, we took
Well,
a
then we
favor.
need to get our favor.
Yeah,
What favor
and-
are you gonna get?
I don't know.
Gold?
Maybe we can get a couple guards, a better cart. We still need to talk with Carl the Cruel and
Mhm.
see what reward we can
Carlton.
get from that. What?
Carlton the Cruel.
Carlton.
Like in Fresh
the Cruel.
Prince.
Oh, right.
You're familiar with him. You just call him Carl.
We left the animals and the cart. I left my unseen servant cleaning down Lumping. Like, we go to Lumping.
And see, he's outside the tower. He's begun sweeping again.
Hey, Lumpin.
Hi.
Hey. Under Munt's command, he gave you a very special mission.
Really?
Yes, you are to come with us and help us to redeem your name.
Wow. With you?
Yes.
That sounds great.
So for now,
Wait,
I'll be
is
your
this
new
one of these
master.
things that I'm supposed to be skeptical about? I can't tell.
Mun told us to tell you about this.
Here.
Mun said this?
Yes, and I
Yes.
show him the card.
Oh.
He's sending us on a mission, and you are to come with us. I will temporarily be your new master.
Oh, okay. That sounds great.
Perfect. Now, I'm going to have my magical servant help you out and clean you a little bit, okay?
Clean me. Okay.
Okay. Go to
I
sleep.
love you.
My heart grows like one size bigger. Well, go to sleep, and we'll have the servant clean you up
As soon
nice
as you
and
said
clean.
go to sleep, he just collapses.
Okay. Oh, yes. Much nicer. And then I look at Tara like, hey, can you grab my bags?
Yeah, I grab him.
Thank you.
Between the unseen servant, the familiar, and now Lumpin, you're like the puppet master.
Yeah, he has an entourage.
Yeah.
An entourage of tiny or invisible things.
Secondary internal party.
And, well, the unseen servant is not intelligent enough for it, but I can communicate with both Lumpin and with the familiar. So we have two separate scouting parties.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, all right, let's go to the inn. How much do we have to pay for that?
It's a decent inn. Looks like it's been cleaned up and fixed up over time. And it's, let's say, 8 copper for the night.
Okay.
Not bad.
Okay.
I ask if we can get a room for free because we're helping Mun on a special mission, and I get Finn to show the card.
Oh,
I'm showing the
sure.
card.
I'll give you the Mun discount. Yeah. Let's say 5 copper each for the night.
Okay.
All right.
Nice work. So, for now, we'll double back, go to Zauberfeld. If the fastest way is through the forest, I say we go through the forest. Because I've been meaning to want to run into some of the more wilder communities and speak with them about the Cult of Foresight and talking to Athelflaed. The books that we found said that the communities in the forest were friends to the monks and to the observers. So maybe we can find more information from them and hopefully not get attacked.
Right. And
Sounds good to me.
can I pull anything that I might remember from Dunstan at this
About
point?
the forest?
Yeah.
Sure. What's your history bonus?
It is 1 + 1.
And the forest is specifically Veslichtenthald.
Veslichtenwald.
I was wondering how that was pronounced.
Veslichtenwald.
I'm wondering how that's spelled.
It just means the westernmost forest.
Oh, okay.
And
German?
You want to know how it's... Yes.
Yes, please.
And it is spelled W-E-S-T, West. Lichten, L-I-C-H-S-T-E-N. Lichten, I guess. Wald, W-A-L-D.
forest.
Veslichtenwald.
Right, so that's westernmost forest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Wald is forest. Okay.
So you're heading back to Zauberfeld in the morning.
Well, yeah, I was gonna ask, what do you guys want to do? Does that sound like a good idea to you?
I
Yeah,
definitely
sure.
Sounds like a
wanna
good
go to
idea to me.
Zauberfeld.
I want to buy stuff.
Okay.
I think we'll learn more
so-
from the forest than from Branzabar.
Yeah.
I think I guess kind of sounded like a jerk.
So yeah, and we have a couple valuable things, so I really don't wanna go talk to him if we can help it.
Yeah, I don't want to
Okay.
kill him because he takes our glass sword.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I still have that. Okay. So we're not going totally out of the way by going back to Zauberfeld?
No.
So let's go ahead and go back to Zauberfeld and then cut through the forest. And that way we still somewhat do the fastest way.
And there's way less forest to go through there.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
the danger is that there's a path under the aqueduct that you can follow through the forest. If you guys try to cut through the forest, then you're going to be going off the path, and that might be more difficult.
Okay. Well, we can figure out when we get to Zauberfeld.
Okay. So you guys...
So we're just deciding to go to Zauberfeld.
Yeah.
And then we'll
We're
go from
gonna
there.
decide
Do
to
you
go
guys
the
want to do
difficult way.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you spend the 21st resting in Munville, and the 22nd you set out for Zauberfeld again.
Not before
is there
I
any-
buy a crossbow.
you want to buy a crossbow?
Yeah.
Go for it. Standard book price. All right, so you head back to Zauberfeld.
Can I get a dagger for 2 gold as well?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna try to teach Lumpen to become an assassin.
Now, and I'm going to spend the 22nd while we're traveling learning Misty Step.
Okay. You need to make a, let's see, what level spell is that? First or second?
Second.
Second. You need to make a DC 12 Arcana check.
20.
Oh, all right, no problem.
I've been meaning to get this for a minute.
Nothing exciting happens on your 2-day journey back to Zauberfeld. So you arrive back in Zauberfeld on the 24th. You can see the aqueduct still passing over the necropolis. You can see there are still guards posted outside the wall. The gates are open. You arrive in the day. No, I'm sorry. You arrive in the evening on the 24th. Everything seems same as when you left it. You can hear some moaning from the eastern wall.
I'm making a beeline to pick up my plate armor.
Okay,
I can't
you head
wait
for
to
the
put it
armor
on.
smith.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and head to the inn.
All right, you guys head back to the inn. And remember, it's 8 silver pieces per night, I think, if I remember correctly. Or was it 1 silver piece? I can't remember now. I think it was
would make
1
it-
silver piece per night. 1 silver piece per night at the inn. And you pick up your armor without difficulty.
Okay.
So you have your heavy armor. He tests it to make sure it fits you properly. It seems fine.
And giving him my old chainmail armor was part of the
deal,
negotiation, right?
Right.
Okay. Have fun with that.
Okay, we essentially have to wait through the day, right?
If you want to talk to Duke Gerolf again,
Yeah.
yes.
Do we gain any XP from interacting with Mon?
Sure. Yeah. So for the various story elements so far, I'll give you each another 100 XP.
Something is something.
During the night, you again hear some bashing and moaning on the eastern wall.
Oh, before we go to bed, do you guys want to go check on Carlton?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do the same thing you did last time. You walk your way around the city wall since they won't let you out the east gate at night. You walk up to the necropolis and you can see a bunch of undead banging on the walls and moaning. And you can see Carlton standing there in front of his tomb, glowing slightly, surveying the undead banging on the walls. You walk up toward him.
Yep.
All right.
He says, who goes there? What's going on? You again?
Hey there, friend.
Aqueduct's still leaking. Tell me why I shouldn't have all my minions attack you for lying to me. You said you'd fix it.
Sometimes things take time. Have they not started working on it?
I've seen a couple people walking along the aqueduct, looking at it, but no repairs have been started as far as I can tell.
They might just be finding where the leaks are. We'll double check with the Duke and leave you another note tomorrow morning. We'll also let them know to at least send a courier to inform you of the progress as it goes.
We'll see.
Okay. Do you guys want to do anything else?
We just wanted to check up on you.
Yeah.
We wanted to see if the work was done because
you.
we had to deal with another problem of Duke Gerolf so that he would come here for you.
He seems to be the kind of man that doesn't take care of his own problems, so we'll see what we can do for you.
If you actually get this problem solved, do let me know. Perhaps I'll have something for you.
Okay. Alrighty. So, back inside?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We're just waiting to talk to Gerwolf,
Can
right?
you
Yeah,
cast
tomorrow.
Mend on the aqueduct?
I think we thought about that last time. It was a matter of I can't get up that high.
Well, you could
Oh,
climb.
yeah.
There are ways to get up on the aqueduct. I think the issue is the damage is too extensive, and that
Yeah.
mend would not be sufficient.
Yeah, we can do like smaller thing. Yeah, we can do like
Augment
tears
mend.
about like yay big. But that's
What if
about
I
it.
expended like a first level spell?
You could fix a bigger area, but the point is it would take a while. You'd have to spend quite a bit of time doing the work,
Yeah.
I'm guessing several days probably.
Okay.
and it might just break again.
True.
It needs more extensive reworking.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you go to bed. You wake up the morning of the 25th. I assume you head for Duke Gerolf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you head for his castle. Standing outside his castle is a young man, and he says, "Hey, how you guys doing? You got back in time? What do you? I was fixing to go see there's some more adventures around town. Hey, it's you guys though. You got some adventures I can help you with. You guys said when you came back that you might have something for me to do. I think you said that. I imagined you said that. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I can help you with something. What do you think?
Oh boy.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep walking.
Yeah.
Hey,
Fresh
where you
out.
going? What? Hey, I can help you. Hey, where are you going? You go inside, leaving Lambert outside, and you can see the same gnome inside. And when you come in, she recognizes you and says, "Oh, wait 1 moment," and has you wait just a moment while she leaves the room and goes upstairs. And then she comes back down. She says, "The Duke will see you right away."
Great.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
So you head up the stairs to speak to the Duke.
Yes.
Okay.
Same as last time. I'll leave Griffin on the doorstep just to see if anyone's
What?
outside.
You head upstairs, you talk to the Duke. As you enter, the Duke is again lounging, no tea this time. And there's a farmer, clearly a farmer, sitting across from him on a chair. And he says, yes, what can I do for you now? Have you fixed the problem?
Yeah, we had Mun send you a message. It's quite dead.
Yes, that is what he said. So, you have some proof of this?
Mun has the heads of the Chimera.
We didn't want to carry him around. They were
I
getting
see,
kind of
it's a
rancid.
good choice.
You
Very
trust
well, if Moon will vouch for you, I will consider the problem solved.
Well, I'm sure you have not heard of any attacks in the past 4 or 5 days, and we have kept up our end of the deal. Why have your men not started working on the aqueduct?
We have looked at it and we have considered what problems would need to be fixed, and we will start repairs soon.
Okay. So, do you know the largest tomb outside in the graveyard?
Yes, of course, Carlton's tomb.
Yes. Just send the carrier. He wasn't very happy. The fact that the work hasn't started, and obviously you just needed to survey it to figure out what was wrong. If you probably just send the daily courier out there informing him of the progress, that'll probably reduce, if not stop, the zombies so that you can at least use the exit at night. He just wants to see progress.
Excellent. Very well, we will look into this. We will send him a message.
Great.
Is there anything else important that I need to know?
Guys?
Well, he was fixing the aqueduct, the favor that we got in exchange for taking care of the Chimera.
No, that was
No.
just what he said they would do. He would be able to reallocate some
Those
personnel to that.
resources.
So,
Yeah, we still have a favor with him. I was thinking of maybe asking something about the other wizard, but if we're just gonna avoid him altogether, maybe we. I was gonna say maybe we could ask for guards to go through the forest, but probably Magistracy guards would end up worse.
yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Is there anything you think that we should ask for now, or just hold on to the favor? We'll probably have to go through town again.
I would say hold on to the favor just in case.
Yes, I could owe you something later. Perhaps if you get in some sort of trouble with the magistracy, I could help you out in some way.
Okay.
In some cases, there may be something I can do for you.
Because you could vouch for us for the research facility. We already have Mun's card, but do you guys
You
want
are
to inform him
going
that?
to the west?
We are going to the west.
Yeah, but that's what I was about to ask him. Do you guys want us to tell him about going to the research facility?
You guys are in his office, or in his meeting room right now discussing this.
Do you know anything about the research facility to the west?
I know a great deal about it. What do you want to know?
Can we use the favor to just have him tell us everything he knows?
Yeah, I would say
No?
Yeah, I'm just asking him a question.
Okay.
Yes, I know some things.
What do you know?
Is that your favor?
No, we're just asking
we're just
you a
curious.
question.
It is one of those places about which one does not reveal information lightly.
Why's that?
There are places in the magistracy where things are secret, and that is one of those places.
I think it's worth using the favor to get info about it, because we'll have, if we succeed at this, Mun will be on our side. So if we ever need a higher level wizard to vouch for us, we can have Mun vouch for us rather than have this guy vouch for us.
Yeah, if this gives us information that may help us plan our excursion.
Yeah.
A bird in the hand's worth two in the bush.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Right. Okay. We'll expand our favor. What do you know?
So, have you heard of the Eastern Bubble?
Tara sure hasn't.
Yes.
I try to recall anything Dunstan said.
He hasn't mentioned the Eastern Bubble. Actually, no, that's right. That's not fair. He has mentioned that there was a bubble in the glass on the eastern side of the world, but that is all that you remember about that. You don't remember any more than that.
I know that it was important to the cult of Foresight, and that only the brave are to go there.
Yes, so there is also a Western Bubble on the Western Wall.
I look surprised.
And the Western Bubble is where the research facility is located. It is said that at these bubbles, one can get closer to the gods. Of course, the gods do not exist, so that is silly. But many scientific types are interested in the research on the bubble, whereas the glass is a bit thinner.
How thin?
I don't know.
So do you know what kind of research is going on there?
I have been told that in the past, there was research on tunneling through the glass. But such research is, of course, prohibited.
By the way, is the farmer just looking at us quizzically?
Yeah, he is totally not following this conversation at all.
Okay.
Yeah, can I talk about my crops again?
Wait 1 minute. So, have they had any success? I know the magistracy generally tries to keep the wizards in charge updated.
If you're asking, has anyone succeeded in breaking through Zival, the answer is no. And that is probably a good thing.
Do you have anyone doing research at the Western?
I do not. My concerns are not with the scientific research.
Is part of the charge of the Western Research Facility to manufacture any kind of glass steel weapons?
It is prohibited.
So is doing research and tunneling through the wall.
Right.
And that is why they do not do that there anymore. But is this something that was once done there, tunneling through Zival?
Would you be able to tell me anything you know about the heads of the research facility?
I do not know who is there now. It is all very secretive.
Do you know what research they do now?
I understand they have a nice library there. And there is research on the nature of the glass itself, its properties. But no more glass is allowed to be excavated from the wall itself.
Okay, so Athoflat has told us about the automatons and everything that they face, right? Do you know if there's any research on using mechanized homunculi or mechanized creatures?
Now that you mention it, I have heard that there is one wizard there who is interested in the constructs.
Are there any other questions you guys want to ask?
You have any advice on the best way to get to the facility?
From here, if you want the least trouble, I would go by the Tower of Granzavar the Golden. If you want the fastest way, it is probably to go north and follow the aqueduct through the forest, but there are the wild elves there. There's Green Zub, who is a very strange wizard.
So, I wanted to ask you about that. Since you run the day-to-day activities and security for the area, what do you know of the local tribes of elves that live in those forests?
We try to stay away from them. They can be trouble. They do not like the outsiders. They think we all want their lumber, their timber. Yes, they do not like us.
Is there any research going on regarding observers with the Magistracy?
I do not know of any. No, there are none to research.
Okay.
Is that all? Shall I send my messengers to the necropolis?
Sarah seems satisfied.
Yeah.
I think we got a pretty good amount of information.
Mm-hmm.
Very well, then we are square.
Thank you for your time.
And thank you.
Okay. Go back to the inn and rest before leaving?
Yeah,
Sounds
Tara
like a
says
good plan.
sorry to the farmer.
That's all right, lady.
Yeah, so I think we just go back to the inn and rest before leaving town again.
So on the morning of the 25th, you will get back on the road, and have you decided what route you're going to take?
I
think
say
we're
we
going-
follow the aqueduct through the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adventure.
All right, you decide to take the exciting route. So you will head through the forest. You have to head north for a couple days, head through the forest, and eventually arrive at the western wall.
Ooh, and I'm going to want to buy some potions as well.
Let's see if Sigbert's shop is not open today, but you could go to the regular magic shop and buy some healing potions. That's what you're looking for?
Yes.
Yep, 50 gold for a standard healing potion.
Okay, I'm going to get one.
I'm going to get one as well.
All right.
Same.
Anything else you need to do before you head out?
Yeah, 1 second. I'm looking through the spell book to see if there's any spells I want to try to buy. I can only buy up to 3rd level spells, right?
Yes, that's what you have available in the current shop that you can get to.
I actually think I'm going to drop a little bit more coin and buy 4 healing potions if they have it, just because that's my main role in the group.
Let's see if they have that many available. No.
How many do they have left that
You
I
can
could
get
buy?
one more on top of the ones that have already been purchased.
All right, so I have 2 now.
I'm looking for Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Or actually,
Yes.
no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, well, they
Ah.
have that one.
Okay, do they have Sleep?
No.
Damn. I feel like Sleep would be much more useful for infiltration. Do they have Detect Thoughts?
No.
Okay, that's all I'm interested in. So how much would it cost me to go ahead and buy the Tasha's Hideous Laughter?
That's a second level spell?
1st level.
Oh, first level?
Yeah. Same as Sleep. They're both 1st level.
Yeah, let's say 100.
Okay. Can I toss them a pearl?
You can toss them a pearl if you want to.
I'm going to do that because I only have 300 gold left. 21 pearls.
Anything else you want to do?
I'm pretty good. How about you guys?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right.
Oh, do we need to stock up on any food supplies?
Yeah,
and...
I think you should probably spend, let's say 10 gold buying some food for you and for the horses.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll spend that just because I've been using the pearls recently.
Anything in particular that we need to prepare for cold weather?
Oh, yeah.
It will be colder by the wall.
Yeah. How much would it cost for us to buy clothes?
Let's say if you all buy some warmer clothes, let's say, do you want to look nice or just functional?
I want to look nice.
You want to look nice?
Yeah.
Purely
Let's
function
say-
for me.
Functional for Paxton?
Athelflaed? Tara?
I'm thinking functional for me.
Tara's a fine clothes kind of gal.
Yeah, so 2 functional, 2 nice.
All
Oh,
right,
Team
hold on a moment.
Haggard.
Let's say it's 8 gold for a cold weather outfit, 10 if it's fancy.
Well, if it's only 2 more, I don't want to look bad compared to them. It's going to be real obvious.
I have to look nice because I have to go act like a wizard, so.
Mhm.
Act like.
Act like I'm with them.
You're a necromancer in disguise.
That's still a wizard.
I guess you do some shopping on the 24th, and on the 25th, you
pack up your supplies, get on the horses, get on the cart, and you head back northward toward the aqueduct in the forest.
You mean the 26th?
Hold on.
Because the 25th, we spoke with the Duke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Calendar over here.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know what's going to be important.
Let's see. So to summarize, make sure I've got the dates right. You arrived in Munville on the 21st. You headed back to Zauberfeld on the 22nd. You arrived in Zauberfeld
On the 24th.
Oh, and you didn't. Okay, right. Arrived.
Right. And that night, we spoke
Right.
with Carlton. Right. Oh, before leaving Zauberfeld, we told him that we would also leave him a note. So
Carlton.
Yes. So I'm just going to send my familiar since he can just fly over the wall with
Okay.
a small note that says, "Hey, we spoke with the Duke. He will be sending a daily courier to keep you up to date with everything that's happening with the aqueduct. And also give him instructions to pick up some small rock and put it on top so it doesn't get moved."
Great. So you send Carlton a message, and on the morning of the 26th, you head out of town, heading north toward the aqueduct that runs into the forest. And that's where we'll stop.
Okay.